They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But when I discovered my wife's betrayal, I didn't just serve it cold. I froze her entire world until it shattered. This is the story of how I went from a trusting husband to a man who burned his wife's designer clothes on the front lawn while her career, her lover, and her future crumbled to ash. Some might call me ruthless. Others might call me justified. My name is Adrian Ross, and 4 years ago, I thought I'd found everything I was looking for. I met Vanessa Carter at a mutual friend's dinner party, one of those forced social gatherings where everyone pretends to be more interesting than they actually are, but she was different. While everyone else droned on about their careers, she laughed at the absurdity of it all. That laugh drew me in like gravity. I was 30 then, already established. Senior software engineer pulling in $140,000 a year. I'd bought my house 2 years earlier, a 3-bedroom colonial in a good neighborhood, something my father would have been proud of. Always protect what's yours, son, he used to say before cancer took him. Build your fortress before you invite anyone inside. Vanessa was 28, a marketing manager with energy that filled every room she entered. Where I was methodical and quiet, she was spontaneous and magnetic. She'd touch my arm when she talked, lean in close like we were sharing secrets. Within 6 months, I was proposing with my grandmother's ring. The first 2 years of marriage were everything I'd imagined. We traveled. Iceland in winter, watching the northern lights dance while she shivered against me, Japan in spring. Her taking 1,000 photos of cherry blossoms while I just watched her, amazed this woman chose me. Sunday mornings became our ritual. Coffee, crossword puzzles, her feet in my lap while rain drummed against the windows. Should we start trying for kids? I asked one morning. Soon, she'd say, kissing my forehead. Let me establish my career first. We have time. I believed her. I was patient by nature. Debugging code teaches you that. Problems reveal themselves if you wait and watch. 18 months ago, everything shifted. Her promotion to senior marketing manager came with longer hours, weekend strategy sessions, occasional travel. I'd cook dinner while she sat on the couch, laptop burning her thighs, scrolling through PowerPoints. Our bedroom became a place for sleep, nothing more. I'm exhausted, Adrian, became her refrain. This is temporary. Once things settle, but things didn't settle. 10 months ago came the bigger promotion, marketing director. Her new boss was Derek Hammond, 41, divorced, VP of marketing. She came home that first week glowing like I hadn't seen in months. He's brilliant, Adrian, she gushed. Demanding, but brilliant. I'm learning so much. I met Derek at the company holiday party 6 months ago. Expensive suit that screamed compensation, handshake too firm, smile that never reached his eyes. When Vanessa laughed at his joke, something stupid about quarterly projections, his hand found the small of her back. His eyes lingered on her a second too long, like a predator marking territory. I don't like him, I said in the car afterward, watching her check her phone for the 5th time. She rolled her eyes. You don't like anyone from my work. This is different, I insisted. There's something off about him. You're being paranoid, she dismissed. But paranoia is just pattern recognition wearing a suspicious coat. And the patterns were screaming. Business trips that required new lingerie late-night texts that made her smile in ways I'd forgotten existed. Hair appointments before every trip, nails done, legs waxed. The credit card charges at restaurants I'd never heard of, always during lunch, always for 2. 2 weeks ago, she announced another trip. 4 days in Dallas with Derek for a major client presentation. I watched her pack, humming to herself, folding that designer dress she'd bought last week, the red one that cost more than our monthly grocery budget. I'll miss you, she said, kissing me goodbye at the airport. The kiss tasted like lies. I watched her roll her suitcase into the terminal, already pulling out my phone. The contact I'd saved 3 weeks ago stared back at me. Raymond Cole, private investigator. Time to find out exactly what my wife was doing in Dallas. The drive home from the airport felt like swimming through molasses. Every red light stretched into eternity, my hands gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. I'd already met Raymond Cole 1 week earlier. Former cop, 15 years on the force before going private. His office smelled like cigarettes and broken marriages. "I need to know the truth," I'd told him, sliding Vanessa's photo across his desk. "And if she's cheating, I need evidence. Bulletproof evidence." "Court admissible?" he'd asked. "Destroy her in court admissible," I'd answered. Raymond had nodded, no judgment in his eyes. "I'll get what you need." That evening, I sat in my home office, the house echoing with absence. Every creak sounded like accusation. At 7:47 p.m., my phone rang. "She never boarded the flight to Dallas," Raymond informed me. My chest caved in, even though I'd expected it. "What?" "She took a flight to Miami," he continued. "First class, seat 3B. Want to guess who was in 3A? I closed my eyes, my father's voice echoing. "Protect what's yours, son. Always." "Derek," I said flatly. "Bingo," he confirmed. "Got photos at the gate, boarding together, laughing, her hand on his chest. I'm on a flight down there now. You want me to continue?" "Get everything," I ordered. "Whatever it costs." The next 3 days were torture. I went to work, attended meetings, wrote code, all while my phone sat like a live grenade on my desk. Raymond's updates arrived in devastating increments. Day 1, 8:43 p.m. Photos of them at a beachfront restaurant. Candlelight. Her dress, the red one. Derek feeding her dessert from his fork, her lips closing around it while staring into his eyes, the way she used to look at me. Day 2, 11:15 a.m. Walking into the Fontainebleau Hotel, his hand on her lower back, guiding her. The lobby security footage Raymond somehow obtained showed them checking in together, one room. The honeymoon suite. Day 2, 7:22 p.m. Video from the beach, sunset. Them kissing with an intensity that made bile rise in my throat. His hands in her hair, her leg wrapping around his tourists walking past, oblivious to my world ending in 1080p resolution. Day 3, 9:15 a.m., emerging from the same room, her hair messy, wearing his shirt. The satisfied exhaustion on her face that I hadn't seen in over a year. I studied each image with clinical detachment, the same way I'd debug critical system failures. Isolate the problem, understand parameters, formulate solution. "I need more," I told Raymond when he called. "Adrian, this is already enough," he started. "I need something that will destroy her," I interrupted. "Video from inside the room, audio, something that leaves zero doubt, zero room for her to spin this." Raymond paused. "That's complicated, expensive, possibly illegal." "I don't care about the expense," I said coldly. "As for illegal, you told me you have contacts, hotel staff, security. Make it happen. If I do this, you never tell anyone how you got it," he warned. "Done," I agreed. 3 days later, an encrypted email arrived. One video file, 18 minutes, 43 seconds. I sat in my darkened office, bourbon in hand, and pressed play. Hotel room footage, high definition, crystal clear audio, everything. Her telling Derek she loved him saying he'd leave his wife after the quarterly reports were done. Her laughing, saying I was sweet but boring. The intimate moments afterward that she'd stopped sharing with me months ago. Things she'd claimed she was too tired for. I watched it once. My face remained stone, but inside, something fundamental broke and reformed into something harder. Colder. When it ended, I closed the laptop and made a phone call. "Patricia Thornton," a crisp voice answered. "Ms. Thornton, I need a divorce attorney," I stated. "The kind that leaves nothing standing." "How bad is it?" she asked. "Adultery, video evidence. I want her obliterated." Patricia's voice turned sharp, eager. "Bring everything tomorrow. We'll destroy her." I poured another bourbon and opened my banking app. Joint checking, $47,000. Joint savings, $63,000. Vanessa's flight home was in 4 days. She had no idea the war had already begun, and she'd already lost. I called in sick for 2 days. Family emergency, I told my manager. Technically true, I was handling the emergency of excising a cancer from my family. Vanessa's texts arrived like clockwork, each one a fresh insult to my intelligence. Meetings are brutal. Miss you, baby. Derek is pushing us so hard, can't wait to be home. Presentation tomorrow. Wish me luck. I responded with calculated neutrality. Good luck. You've got this. Every word carefully measured to avoid suspicion while tasting like ash in my mouth. First order of business. The money. I sat at my computer, multiple browser tabs open. Joint checking. $47,000. Transferred to my personal account, the one Vanessa never knew existed, never asked about her disinterest in our finances was about to cost her everything. Joint savings, $63,000, transferred. Investment portfolio in my name alone. Untouchable retirement accounts, separate property. Within 48 hours, Vanessa's access went from $110,000 to exactly $2,847, her personal checking balance. I canceled our joint credit cards, removed her as an authorized user. Her next shopping spree would be declined at the register. The thought gave me grim satisfaction. Next, the house. I pulled out the deed, running my finger across the typed letters. Adrian Ross, unmarried man. Bought 2 years before meeting Vanessa. Paid down $140,000 of the $320,000 mortgage with my own money before she'd moved in. Patricia had confirmed it. Premarital asset. She can't touch it. The locksmith arrived at noon. Hispanic guy, maybe 40. Wedding ring tan line, but no ring. Rough divorce? He asked, replacing the deadbolt. Something like that, I replied. He worked in understanding silence, changing every lock. Front door, back door, garage, even the side gate she never used. 5 sets of new keys, all mine. The hardest part came next. I stood in our bedroom, my bedroom now, and began the excavation. Every dress from the closet, every pair of designer heels she'd needed for work. The lingerie I'd bought her for our anniversary, still with tags. The lingerie she'd bought herself, tags removed, worn for someone else. 32 industrial trash bags. I was methodical, checking everywhere. The bathroom, makeup palettes, skincare products that cost more than car payments, hair tools. The home office, her vision boards, marketing books, the journal she thought I didn't know about. I found the journal in her nightstand. Flipped to recent entries. Derek makes me feel alive again. Adrian is a good man, but safe, predictable. Derek is fire. Maybe I married too young. I added it to the bags. Evidence for Patricia. The guest room closet held her family photos, childhood mementos, the wedding dress preserved in plastic. The dress went in a bag. The photos let her explain to her mother why she doesn't have them anymore. By evening, 32 bags formed a pyramid on the front lawn. Black plastic monuments to betrayal. Tom from next door wandered over, beer in hand. "Spring cleaning?" he joked. "Something like that," I answered. He studied my face, saw something there. "You need anything, brother? I'm here." "Thanks, Tom," I said. He retreated, but I caught him snapping a photo of the bag mountain. The neighborhood group chat would be buzzing tonight. Inside, the house looked different. Cleaner. Mine. Every trace of her erased like debugging bad code. Identify the error, remove it, compile again. Patricia called at 9 p.m. "Papers are ready. Process server is scheduled." "She lands Friday at 3 p.m., I informed her. "I want her served at my doorstep, 4:30 p.m. "You sure about this?" she asked. "Once we serve papers with adultery grounds—" "I'm sure," I interrupted. "She brought Derek into our bed, Patricia. Maybe not literally, but she brought him into our life. Now she can deal with the consequences. The video evidence? You're prepared for that to potentially become public record? She warned. I'm counting on it, I replied. After hanging up, I stood at the window, staring at the bag mountain. Vanessa texted again. Presentation went amazing. Derek says I killed it. Celebrating tonight, then flying home tomorrow. Can't wait to celebrate with you too. I typed back, great. Then I set an alarm for Friday, 4 p.m. The label read, Judgment Day. I walked upstairs to sleep in a bed that finally felt clean. Friday arrived with unusual clarity. No clouds, no ambiguity, just hard sunshine and harder truths. At 4:15 p.m., I stood at the living room window like a sniper in position. The bag mountain had shifted overnight, some tipping over, clothes spilling onto grass like entrails. Perfect. My phone buzzed. Landed. Be home in 20. Miss you. I didn't respond. My heart hammered against my ribs, but my hands remained steady. 10 days of preparation for 20 minutes of execution. At 4:27 p.m., her silver Lexus pulled into the driveway. She emerged still on the phone, laughing. That beautiful laugh now poisonous to my ears, the red dress. Of course she wore the red dress home. She took 3 steps toward the house before freezing mid-laugh. Her eyes swept across the lawn. Once, twice. The phone slowly lowered from her ear. I could see her mouth forming the word, what, but no sound emerged. She dropped her suitcase and ran to the nearest bag, designer heels sinking into grass. Ripped it open. Her clothes hemorrhaged out. The anniversary dress, the Christmas shoes, the lingerie. Adrian! The scream shattered suburban peace. Adrian, what the hell is this? She sprinted to the door, pounding with both fists. The new locks held firm. Adrian, open this door right now, she screamed. This isn't funny. Through the peephole, I watched mascara already streaming. Behind her, a man in a gray suit approached with practiced calm. Vanessa Carter Ross? He asked. She spun, rabid. Who the hell are you? He extended the manila envelope. You've been served. Her hands shook as she tore it open. I watched her eyes scan, watched the exact moment comprehension hit. Petition for dissolution of marriage. Petitioner, Adrian Ross. Grounds, adultery. She staggered, grabbing the porch rail. No, 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 no. The process server was already retreating. Vanessa turned back to the door, pounding harder, her voice breaking into fragments. Adrian, please, let me explain, she begged. It's not what you think. I slid the window open 6 inches, appeared like a ghost in glass. Don't contest it, Vanessa, I said calmly. Adrian, baby, please, we can talk. She started. I have video, I interrupted, my voice on autopilot calm. 18 minutes. You and Derek. Miami. The Fontainebleau. Room 417. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Thursday afternoon. Her knees buckled. She actually collapsed, catching herself on the railing. Oh my God, how... Adrian, I can explain... That video has already been sent to 3 people, I continued. What? Who? She gasped. Your CEO, Derek's wife, my attorney. She vomited, right there on my porch, the red dress now splattered with bile and consequence. You couldn't, she choked out. If you fight this divorce, if you claim 1 cent, if you even whisper the word alimony, I will make sure that video plays in open court, I stated. I will send it to every person in your company directory. I will post it online with both your names, your LinkedIn profiles, your company emails attached. It will be the first thing anyone sees when they Google either of you for the rest of your lives. She was hyperventilating now, gasping between sobs. Where am I supposed to go? She screamed. Not my problem, I replied coldly. Maybe Derek has a couch. Oh, wait. I paused, savoring this. His wife is probably changing the locks right now, too. Guess you'll both be homeless. Poetic, really. Adrian, I made a mistake, she pleaded. I'm sorry. I love you. No, I said, the word cutting like a blade. You love yourself. You love attention. You love whatever Derek gave you that I apparently couldn't. But love me? You don't even know what that means. I do. Adrian, please, I do love you, she insisted desperately. You told Derek you loved him, I countered. Tuesday night, right before you said I was sweet but boring. Right before you laughed about how I always fall asleep by 10. Right before you let him do things you've been too tired to do with me for a year. Her face went white. She knew I'd seen everything. My clothes, my things. You can't just, she stammered. 30 minutes, I announced. Take what you can carry. The rest burns. Burns? Adrian? You can't, she protested. I shut the window, locked it. She pounded until her hands bled, leaving red smears on white door. Neighbors emerged, recording on phones. Tom gave me a thumbs up from his porch. The suburban jury had reached its verdict. 43 minutes later, she gave up. Called an Uber with a voice destroyed by screaming. Managed to drag 3 bags to the curb. The essentials, left the rest for the fire. When the Uber disappeared, I retrieved the lighter fluid from the garage. The bags burned beautiful in the twilight. Orange flames reaching toward a purple sky. Black smoke carrying the ashes of deception into the atmosphere. Neighbors gathered at safe distances, mesmerized by the cremation of a marriage. Tom appeared beside me with 2 beers, handed me one silently. You good, brother? He asked. I watched Vanessa's wedding dress melt into nothing. Yeah, I answered. I'm good. My phone buzzed. Patricia. CEO and Derek's wife received everything. Monday will be interesting. I smiled for the first time in months. The weekend passed in productive silence. I scrubbed the house down to molecular level, erasing every trace of her existence. Repainted the bedroom, rearranged furniture. By Sunday night, it looked like a different home, mine alone. Monday morning, 9:03 a.m., Patricia called. It's done. Both fired, she announced. Already? I asked, surprised. The CEO called an emergency board meeting Saturday, she explained. Your video was comprehensive. Derek was using company cards for Miami $40,000 in client entertainment over 6 months. That's fraud. They're considering criminal charges. I felt nothing. Not satisfaction. Not vindication. Just cold confirmation of a problem solved. And Vanessa? I pressed. Terminated for violation of company ethics policy, Patricia reported. Relationship with a supervisor, misuse of company resources. Her employment contract had a morality clause. She forfeited all severance, all stock options. Nothing. Derek's wife? I asked. Catherine Morgan took his case, she said. You know that name? No, I replied. She's the one who took Senator Walsh's husband for everything after his affair, she informed me. Derek's about to lose custody of his kids, the house, half his retirement, and pay alimony for the next decade. Good, I said simply. That afternoon, Tom texted. Vanessa just pulled up to her office. Looks rough. 3 hours later, another text. Security just escorted her out. She was crying. At 4:47 p.m., Patricia called again with details from her HR contact. Vanessa had a complete breakdown, she reported. Screaming about unfair treatment, sexual discrimination. They had to call security. She threw a laptop at the wall. Derek? I asked. Tried to negotiate, she continued. Threatened to sue for wrongful termination. They showed him the receipts. Every dinner charged to the company while he was supposedly in Dallas. He shut up real quick. That evening, my phone exploded with unknown numbers. Adrian, please, I lost everything. Please, just talk to me. You destroyed my life. Are you happy? Was your revenge worth it? I'm at a Motel 6. I have $2,000 to my name. Please. Derek's wife took everything. His accounts are frozen. We're living in his car. You did this. I blocked each number without reading further. Tuesday, the divorce finalized. Vanessa couldn't contest. The threat of public humiliation was too great. I kept the house, all savings, all investments, my retirement, everything I'd built before her and during her. She kept her car, 3 months behind on payments, her personal checking account, and whatever clothes didn't burn. Derek's wife filed an emergency custody motion, Patricia updated me. He showed up drunk to his son's school, lost visitation rights. He's spiraling. And Vanessa? I inquired. Last update, they're together, she answered. Moved 3 hours away to some small town. But here's the thing, I made some calls. Word spread through the entire marketing industry. That video might be private, but people talk. They're unemployable in any major city. They deserve each other, I said coldly. One more thing, Patricia added. Derek's wife is suing Vanessa for alienation of affection. It's a long shot, but it'll cost Vanessa whatever she has left in legal fees. I felt nothing. Like watching a building demolition from a safe distance. Structural collapse was inevitable once the supports were removed. That evening, I drafted an email to my manager. I'd like to explore relocation opportunities. Fresh start. Response within an hour. Austin office has been asking about you. Same salary, better benefits, full remote flexibility. Interested? Yes, I typed back. I started packing immediately. Not running, advancing to a better position. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, then recognized the area code. Vanessa's mother. Adrian? What have you done to my daughter? She demanded. She did it to herself, Linda, I replied evenly. She made a mistake, she protested. People make mistakes. No, I corrected her. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This was a choice. Hundreds of choices. Every lie, every night she didn't come home, every time she looked me in the eye and chose Derek, those weren't mistakes. You've ruined her life, she accused. I protected mine, I stated flatly. I hung up. Blocked her too. Outside, the burn marks still scarred the lawn where her belongings became ash. Tomorrow, new sod. Next week, new state, new life. My father was right. Protect what's yours, always. 6 months later. I stand on my downtown Austin balcony, 23rd floor, watching the sun paint the city gold. The condo is everything the suburban house wasn't. Modern, minimal, mine alone. Sold the house for $450,000. After paying off the remaining $180,000 mortgage, I walked away with $270,000. Combined with my saved assets, $680,000 net worth at 35. The new job is better. $160,000 salary, equity options, actual work-life balance. I code from home, walk the river trail at lunch, climb at the gym where nobody knows my past. I'm dating again, casually. Leah, a software architect with her own startup. She knows I'm divorced, doesn't pry. We take it slow, honest, no games. She stays over sometimes but keeps her own place. We both like our space. It works. Tom texts occasionally with updates I didn't ask for. Heard Vanessa's waitressing at some truck stop diner in Waco. Derek's selling insurance door to door. They're still together. Miserable. But together. I don't respond. They're strangers now. Background processes terminated, memory freed. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I decline without checking. I pour Blanton's, the good stuff, because I can afford it now without someone questioning the expense. Raise the glass to the skyline. To freedom, I say to the empty air. The bourbon burns clean going down. Below, Austin buzzes with possibility. New company going public next year. My equity could triple. Leah mentioned a startup opportunity Tom's planning to visit next month. Life moves forward, not backward. Another unknown call. Decline. I smile, not with bitterness or satisfaction, but with genuine peace. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. And I've achieved perfect indifference. I didn't just survive the betrayal, I transcended it. And I'm never looking back. The past is ash on a lawn 300 miles away. The future is golden, spread before me like a promise I made to myself and kept.